Oh, Limes was on earlier. What are we doing here? What are we doing? How are we doing here? Are we doing here? What is we doing here? I'm just gonna wait for folks to come in. It usually takes a while for any sort of update on the numbers of viewers that show up, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, everyone, hi. How's everyone doing today? Are we ready to learn? I said, are we ready to learn? Just listen to how enthused we are here. We're going to learn about expressions today. I mean, I can at least talk about expressions best way that I can. And maybe at least in the animation sense.
Another one.
Thunder Biome, thanks for the follow.
Fun.
So, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna show some fan art, because it's Fan Art Friday. Some wonderful folks have made drawings of my characters over the week, and I thought I'd show them off at the end of the week. So what my plans are basically is I would like to keep live tutorials going throughout the week, at least for Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And if we can keep that train going, and maybe on Tuesday and Thursdays I can also just stream my own kind of stuff, like another drawing or a game if people are up for that. I have a feeling people are really just here to just watch me draw. I don't think I'm going to be doing the streams for games at any time soon. But yeah, and then my weekends, I would like to just take a break for myself. So hey, let's talk about expressions. We're all familiar with how we basically have a character, Asparagogos. Let's just get some generic character in here for first off. I'm just drawing a generic character for now. So yeah, here we have a generic character. This is kind of like just your basic standard neutral face, I feel, or maybe you shouldn't even be smiling. Should just kind of be neutral. I mean, you know, however you draw a character,
Incoming connection!
it's like it's going to have some sort of expression. It's like, and I mean, even neutral is an expression. It's just kind of like, it's just resting. It's just kind of like, you can kind of tell sometimes what a character is thinking. Sometimes you can't, based on how the character looks. So, this is how I usually kind of treat, this is how I treat expressions. And very, very subtly, if you change certain things about a character's features, like you give them smaller pupils, a character can look more afraid, maybe like shock, like disbelief, and let's mess with this character even more. We could even raise the eyebrows. This adds even more expression to the character. Even adding like lines underneath the eyes could add some sort of expression. It's like even like making the pupils even smaller. There's even more push to that expression. So pushing things to the extreme just kind of like helps an expression. Like you go from one area to the next. I hope I spelled that right. Pushing the expression subtleties. Just kind of like it gives things more. It makes things give more of an impression. It's like you can even do something like making the eyes bigger. Dropping the jaw. It's basically just keep pushing. And you'll notice what a difference it would make, like from here to here. Between characters. Hi, Bronx. So, I've always thought that subtle details can really help any kind of expression. And let's show this. Let's draw now another character, and let's start again with the neutral pose, like a neutral expression. So we have a character here that here's where we start. And this is our neutral expression, as I've stated before. Just kind of like we can't really tell what this character is thinking. But if we take this, and I'm going to draw over this for a minute. And just kind of change the expression. So we've gone from neutral to happy, just by honestly the slight change in the mouth. It's really just the same character, but you know, we're subtly changing the expression. And now we can tell that this character is like a little bit happier, you know? It's like, this isn't really, I mean, this really isn't spectacular, but just the slight change in the mouth and really nothing else. Maybe the eyebrows, maybe like there's like a subtle change in the eyebrows. It's like here, you kind of feel like maybe there's a little bit concern, unsure, and now we have like this more of a reassuring smile. So let's push this even further. Now we're going to make this character even happier. And how we do that is we basically kind of push the values of his face. We raise his eyebrows a little bit more, or kind of arch them upwards. And now we open up his mouth a little bit. And we've gone from this subtly happy to now he's even more enthused. He's going like, "Hey, that's really great." I mean, hear the enthusiasm out of my voice drawing this. It's like, but depending on the character's attitude, now you can tell that this character is like has a little bit more attention now. It's like there's a little bit more focus in his eyes. The mouth is a little bit more open. It's showing like a little bit more enthusiasm. Just like it's like this kind of expression would show like, hey, this character is probably maybe talking to another character. And, TJME 1999, thanks for the subscription. Wow, thank you. Goodness. Or SonicBot, thanks for gifting the subscription. Wow, that's really nice of you. Appreciate that. We're like halfway to another emote, by the way. Just to kind of like show you where we are on that. This is the new emote, by the way, this week. And this is perfect for my live tutorials. It's Oddster Lombardo. And it's just like, it's just that easy. I like that. And now we're going to push this even further. It's like, let's make this character like super enthused.
Another one? Oh, this
Hellsickle, thanks so much for the follow. We are now pushing this character's like expression to the extreme. We really want to push the character's like facial features, eyes, mouth. this character has seen something that they really, really enjoy now. The jaw is like lowered now to coincide with the mouth. So now we have like we have some severe enthusiasm here. Now this character has now went from confusion to slightly amused and appreciative, and now it's like we're doing like some super expressive stuff now. We have the mouth open. The character is showing like extreme enthusiasm towards something, and you'll notice that we basically have like enlarged the character's head as well, just slightly. It's still in the same size, but the character's expressions are a little bit widened, a little bit stretched, to just kind of like show a little bit more enthusiasm and just joy. Hey, I got a great idea. Let's go even further. Let's make this character crazy, stupid, happy. You'll notice, like, in this drawing, I'm probably going a little too far. There's probably, like, very little reason for this character to show this much enthusiasm towards something, but you never know. Depending on the character, it's just kind of like... it's all in the details. It's all like... like this character could just be like, wow, it just saw like the most amazing thing that they've ever seen. They just realized that their favorite game by Way Forward has been announced during Treehouse Live at Nintendo, and they're now enthusiastically giddy about it and can't wait to go on Twitter and tell them how enthused they are and how amazed they are that their favorite game series is now getting a new game by Way Forward. So the push is even further. It's a little bit more cartoony. It's a little bit more has a little bit more expression than you need, but it works, doesn't it? It's like this is a happy character. So really, we're just kind of like, I just want to show you how easy it is to take a neutral concept and push the boundaries of the character to just kind of make a little bit more, just to give it a little bit more character, a little bit more of a reaction, a little bit more of an expression. Sometimes, like, I think it's difficult for people to show facial expressions. Sometimes they'll have like a kind of like a scared, uneasy thought process behind, like, well, I don't want to push this character too much because sometimes it won't look like the same character. But the thing is like, if you look at yourself and you give yourself different expressions, as however extreme they may be, your face contorts, and you'll notice like your cheeks will like rise. Oh, that's another thing I didn't realize. Like this guy's cheeks will probably like definitely be showing up over his eyes. And it goes through anything. It's not just happiness. It goes through like scared, crying. Let's play around with some different like ways that you could draw certain expressions. So let's have like a character here. And let's just like gonna make this a different looking character. I'm gonna try to vary my designs a little bit when it comes to expression, because depending on the character, where their ears are placed, you can kind of give like a little bit more details, and that could help the expression. So we're going to use this character to just kind of like express sadness. So in this first drawing, oops, that's the wrong one. So in this first drawing, we're going to have like subtle sadness. So we have like Sonic Bot, thanks for the cheer. So we don't really have much of a change for this character. It's like when you see sadness, you think of the eyebrows arching downward, away from the middle of the face, and probably let's part these ears just a little bit as opposed to the neutral one. And this character has some... It's like, you can see that this character is probably uneasy, unsure, probably thinking about something unpleasant, but nothing earth-shattering, just kind of like very, very, just a very like unsure look. That's our base for sadness, and let's push that even more. So we have so when I'm talking about adding details to an expression, it's like, look at especially like an ears, like an anthro character, we could turn the ears backwards to just kind of like show a little bit more unease, a little bit more sadness. The shoulders can go up, showing like the head like kind of like ducking. Let's add a tear, or this character is like in the middle of a bad time. It's like you just sense that this character is now going through some difficult times, and now we're seeing some sort of more unease, some more sadness. Now this character has probably like gone through a breakup, is trying not to do too much to show off that they're sad, but is still tearing up. And now, even further. Oops. Now this character is on the verge of breaking down. See, we have a different range when it comes to the eyes. Characters now, like, on the verge of tears, breaking, like, just breaking apart. We can probably, like, add a tear rolling down. I still am trying to get the eyes to focus downward. Just because that's where we started, where the character is, like, looking downward. And, we need to droop this character just a little bit more, but the sadness is growing now. So the ears will probably even be even further back. And this character is now kind of just now reverting inwards. The shoulders are up higher. The head wants to basically hide within the shoulders. And let's add some, like, shine to the eyes, because her eyes are now watery. She is now tearing up considerably. So the eyes are now welling up quite a bit. You see how pushing these expressions, like, in subtle ways, just help push the concept of the sadness? It's like, and this can be done to any expression. It's just, how far are you willing to show this? Like we see by this character, this is like, we are now at over here we are at a neutral state. And now we are pushed where it's more subtle. And now we're pushed a little bit. And now we're like, so what I'm trying to convey with this message is that depending on the character, you want to show through the character how would a character react to something. Like, if you made a particular character think about how they would react to something. These are kind of questions that you want to ask yourself. And guys, please, could you, like, ease it up on the Nintendo talk right now in chat? I would appreciate it. Thank you. Because I am it's hard to concentrate talking about this lesson when the subject at hand is not it's not being conveyed in the chat very well. I basically want to tell people that this gives a good thought to you should ask the question about what characters would react to certain things. Like, how would a character react to say something getting stolen? Would they be happy about it? Would they be concerned? Would they like show serious sadness about it? I mean, these are thoughts that you should think about when you come up with character stuff. It kind of helps. Like, listen, I know that I joked earlier about the Nintendo stuff. It's just like the things that I'm seeing in chat. Oh, vey. And now we're seeing the downside of live tutorials here. I'm gonna push this expression once more to show an extreme that so it's like this character is basically turned on the waterworks now. It's like the sadness has basically fully enveloped this character's mind. There's like a lot of tension in the face because it's kind of hard to think clearly in this state. And the muscles in the face just sort of like clench a little bit. So it's like you'll see that in the eyebrows. You'll see that like you'll see that in the eyebrows, how it's just kind of like, you know, maybe I should move this hair up a little bit, but you notice like the eyebrows kind of like pinch. And like maybe this character is also like, you know, trying to wipe away tears with her hand. So, you know, expressions are not limited to just the face. It's like you can also convey expression with like hand gestures, like, you know, like the hand is touching the face in a certain way. If you want to draw like so, yeah, it's, we have basically made this character go from absolutely normal mode to sadly thinking about something, then kind of feeling bad about it, then full on really feeling bad about it, and now they have just broken down crying. So that's what pushing expression does. And if you did this to different characters, it could be taken in different ways. It's like you would, if you had a character, they like, you think about the concept of like, how extreme would this character think about something sad? Would they like keep it inside and just kind of like have like a stern concept of it? Would they still have like a tear coming out of their eye? Would they all out just feel completely broken down and just like just blubber and have tears rolling down their face. It's like you want to convey the message of an idea of how a character would react to something, and you know. So let's so now I want to do something that's anger, and I'm not going to do a pushed. I'm not going to do like a lineup of different expressions. I'm gonna talk, or I'm gonna convey the message that I put on earlier. It's like trying to convey the concept of how your character would react to something. So let's see if so let's do anger now. And so let's say something broke. Like someone's favorite video console just broke. Like just in half. So this is the PS number. And now that we know that this is the motivation, I'm gonna draw now different characters, and through these characters' expressions, you'll be able to tell how badly or how well they can take it. So I'm just gonna I'm drawing different characters, different expressions, and so this character basically has just seen that their console is broken, and I'm gonna give him some sideburns. Why not? Why not? I've already gone this far. This guy is he's a little peeved about it. It's more of this character has basically shown a kind of what's it called? This is an inconvenience for this character. This character just looked at their PS number and basically has thought crap. Now I gotta fix this, or I gotta buy another one. And now it's and now I can't play for the rest of the day. So, man, this sucks. This is the face of inconvenience. And now, let's go in another route. And let's go, in a completely different direction. So we have a character here. I'm kind of pushing a few things, pushing a few boundaries with this character, and so this character basically has seen that their PS number is broken. I'm gonna bring up their shoulders. Their head is kind of buried within their shoulders. Just kind of this guy shows a little bit more upset about the fact that he can't play his games. But through this expression, it's still not super extreme. It's this guy looks like he's on the breaking point. It's he's had a really terrible day. he's kind of like maybe he came home to a broken game, and now it's like he's just like, okay, this is it. This is like I'm like, I've had it. This is like a terrible day. I am so pissed off, but I'm not gonna do anything about this. I'm just gonna like seethe in this and just maybe complain about this online or something. It's I'm really like, I can't stand that my day has gone this bad, and now my computer game thing, my PlayStation number, is now broken. See if I can do another kind of expression, like another kind of like here's a different take on this, and I'm gonna add like a hand to this. So, this character is basically kind of like severely upset and is trying not to break. This is probably not the first thing that has gone wrong today. This character has like a notable eye twitch or eyebrow twitch. The hand has come up to massage the temple, as if to say like, okay, we've been through this. I can't get upset. I need to show some restraint, but my God, is this just like one of the final straws of the day? But still trying to keep their cool, still trying to show some restraint. But if something else happens today, and this person and this character runs into another problem, it's probably going to not be fun. They're probably going to start throwing stuff out the window. Alright, now here we are at character 4. This character has now basically had it. It's like, this character is probably the reason why this game is broken in the first place. And we can even add some like details, like maybe some sharp teeth or like wilder eyes. It's like one eyelid is like twitching a little bit. The eyebrows are severely jutted inward. They're touching the eyes that they're so jutted inward. The hair has gone crazy. The hair is like, the character's hair has gotten so disheveled in the anger. And there's also a vein popping in there. vein popping in their neck. This character is severely pissed. This character is probably going to punch the wall at any minute. This is a character that does not take inconvenience very well. And you'll notice each single one of these characters has a different reaction. It's all anger, but it's different types of anger. And through these different types of like expressions of how something happened to them, it's like you can tell how a character reacts to something. And your audience will also look at that and say like, okay, this is how this character is. It's like in any other situation, you would think like, if this character was put in a stressful situation, they would freak out about it. They would be very angry. They'd be very stressful for other characters. This character is probably not very positive, or at sometimes might seem very cool, but given a task, they will blow up about it. This character, it's like you don't want to get on the character's bad side because they clearly seem like they're trying to hold something back. If given a problem, they just don't want to deal with it. They really have a stressful life, perhaps. You want to basically think of this character as like, well, maybe we should try something a little bit simpler. Or maybe other characters want to make this character happy and they can't because they're always stressed all the time. But, you know, it's like these are just like ideas. These are just ideas and possibilities. This character is like grumpy. This character just seems very like they if they trip on something, they wake up in the morning tripping on something, and then the entire day is ruined. And then they spill hot coffee on their shirt, and then they're just kind of like, well, great. What else could go wrong? And this character basically is like average, everyday human that, when struck with inconvenience, probably knows how to deal with it, but just maybe doesn't want to right now. Probably any other day this would have been better, but today, this problem, I want someone else to deal with this problem, so I'm probably going to take this to the shop. It's just another day out of my life. I hope that kind of helps. Oh, in a way, what it takes to kind of push expressions, because when I've been drawing like my ref sheets, whenever I draw the ref sheets and I draw the expressions, I always have a lot of fun with them, and it always makes me think, like, how would this character react about this? What kind of personality could I show this character given different situations? How they would react to something, how they would treat other characters, how they would treat themselves, how much emotion and how little emotion do certain characters have? Sometimes people find amusement in characters that don't have any emotion. Character that I'm drawing right now in my comics, Glitch, the thing that I enjoy about her is her lack of emotion. She's very non-reactionary about stuff. She's very stoic. And she just kind of has very little to say about something. and yet her timidness. The other characters find her timidness charming, so they want to, like, you know, they feel for her. They still have, like, this appreciation for her, because she is very gentle and quiet, and they don't want to see something bad happen to her. It's like the connection between Riley and Pixels. What kind of connection did I want them to have? I see them as sort of like a mismatched couple in a way, where it's like they're almost kind of forced to be together, but at the same time they respect each other. Where it's like Pixels has this can-do attitude about something, and Riley has, like, this attitude of where, like, well, listen, if I don't need to do this, I don't want to go through with it. So, you know, it's when you pit two characters together and you give them a certain situation to work with, you kind of have to think about those sort of reactions. It's like, would you rather a character react to this subtly, or would you rather this character act in such a manner that seems too extreme even for reality? You know, it's you think about that with like maybe YouTube people. It's like maybe they're putting on a show for people. They're giving off some sort of like extreme reaction about something. They're being overly critical about something, so they show their anger in a way that is kind of extreme. It's like, I hate this movie so much, I want to, like, dump it in acid or something. And it's like, that kind of reaction, that's a character. I don't really think anyone actually feels that way, but they do it because it gets a reaction. That's like, it's emotional, how would you say? Emotional, not manipulation. I don't want to say emotional manipulation. I want to say it's emotional motivation. So given these kind of lessons of like extremes and subtleties, it's like I'm gonna give off some expressions of characters and kind of like discuss probably what do you think about when you see this character doing this. It's like, so we have like one lid slightly closed. There is a slight curve to their lip, and their cheek is going upwards, and their hand is on their chin, almost as if they're in thought. Their eyes are looking upwards. Their eyes are looking upwards. One lid is closed more than the other. This is an expression of a character who is scheming. It's like they have like this. They have this look of, I'm thinking of something. I have a plan. I have like this character has like some sort of like diabolical plan where it's like, I know this might be wrong to think about, but I'm thinking about it anyway. And now we're pushing this. Now we're pushing this concept. Okay, so now let's do another character expression. So here we have a character who's
Wait a sec. Weren't you here before?
so this character is like looking down on something, and the eyebrows are arched in a way where it's kind of sadness. It could also be confusion, but with the expression, you kind of see like, oh, this character is seeing something maybe a little shocking. Maybe this character saw like something really upsetting and they're sad. And they're like, aw, the poor thing. It's like, or they're looking at a bill. Exactly. It's like what am I gonna tell my wife? This character has suddenly reached inconvenience, and now they have to like face it, or they have some bad news, or they've read bad news, and their first reaction is like upset. So now, let's try...
Well, well, well. Looky what we got here.
So let's try something like this. I don't know where I'm going with this yet. Here we have a character who, it's like, we have this expression of like, she's acting very haughty. She's clearly confident about something. She's looking at someone basically going like, goodness, you're pathetic. It's like, how could you be this dumb and pathetic? See, she clearly is showing expression of like feeling empowered over someone else. She's showing confidence in herself because someone else is showing no confidence, or she probably caught them making a mistake, and is now she is now basking in the glory of being a mightier-than-thou character. That's an expression. It shows what the character, how a character reacts to something. Maybe she's seeing that this guy is so sad and pathetic. But she's still in a good spot. So... Alright. Let's try something like this. Where this can be a bit of a challenge. It can also depend on how the character is drawn, like what their design is. It's like, a character design can determine, like, how your character is going to look and how much limitation is going to be with reaction, like with emotion. Like, you could still push certain emotions given limited abilities to the character. I would say, like, Anton Ego is a good example of this. Because, and let's think about Anton Ego from Ratatouille for a minute. It's a character that you first meet in Ratatouille that is very cold and unfeeling. And you can sense it severely throughout the beginning of the movie. You don't think that this character at all could be touched by emotion or happiness. It's like this character is completely and utterly, the character Anton Ego is like completely and utterly emotionless, and not so much emotionless, but you sense that the character is completely devoid of happiness. But as the movie just suggests, and as it continues, you find out that there is some sort of a sadness and sadness of the character, and there is warmth and happiness to the character. And that really breaks their initial thought of that character. It really, like, the way the character has acted the entire first part of the movie is different from how you end up seeing the character by the end of it. So, if you look at a character like this, I'm putting subtlety in the eyes. It's like, maybe you didn't see it at first, but it's like, I'm trying to put, like, some subtlety into the eyes of, like, there's some sort of softness there. This character looks like a brooding, hulking, like, CEO of a company that probably has absolutely no heart. And yet, what I'm trying to convey with the character, and maybe it helps with motion or context, but if I had this character and he looked like severely intimidating, and then at some point I'd show that there is some sort of, like, warmth to the character. There's something deep inside where it's like, you see this hulking, gentle giant suddenly. where it's like you can see in the eyes, like there's some sort of contemplation of, you know, it's like you can see this character probably think is like, it has everything that I've been doing wrong. Yeah, contemplating Frankenstein. Yeah, exactly. It's like, think about that for a minute. Frankenstein, when you watch that movie, it's like people are scared of this hulking, brooding beast, and the character of this facial expression where it's like, and the lighting as well, it's like the shadows are over the eyes, and then in other spots of the movie where it's like you actually see this sort of gentleness to the creature, this unwitting concept of like maybe there's some gentleness to this character, but they're too like there's not enough humanity still inside the brain to realize things that they're doing is wrong. Like, you know, Frankenstein kills a girl in the movie. But when you look at that scene, there's like a weird sense of like childlike gentleness with Frankenstein, where it's like you think of this character as like a dumb child, you know? Well, yeah. I mean, the killing was an accident because there is this witlessness to it, you know? It's like he was an unsure, childlike beast that suddenly did something wrong. But the people around him don't see that. They see him as a huge, destructive beast. I mean, we're going into motivation and everything here, but it's like Beauty and the Beast theory. But what I'm trying to say is like subvert your expectations sometimes. What can seem like a character being like they will do this in movies all the time, where it's like you will look at a character and see like this evil character, but in the end turns into one of the good guys. There's also movies that do that terribly. It's like you look at a character and it's just like, how can they make this character redeemable? And you can't, because they made this character so kind of like, again, it comes with context and motivation, but it's like, you know, you make a character this way, and then in the end, yeah, Home Alone, that's a good example. The old man from across the street. It's like you see that character as like this this mean, grumpy old man that wants to like hurt Kevin McAllister. Or Kevin McAllister thinks so. And then later on, it's like suddenly you see this gentleness to it. You see it in a different light. You see this old man, this old face that just now, earlier you saw as like brooding and grumpy and mean, to now soft and quiet and misunderstood. It's like you can do this with any character. You could do this with any like there's like lady characters that I can't think off the top of my head, but it's like where you have like this cold, calculating, wine drinking businesswoman. It's not very expression filled, but Agretsuko, the secretary bird character, and the gorilla character, you're completely intimidated by these characters at first. You feel like they're never going to get in touch with a more gentle character like Agretsuko, but later on it's like you see that they, there's a heart there. They want to see the best for other characters. They do have a lovely friendship. They still get really pissy and angry at each other, and they have like their problems. But there's still like this unknown motivation that you find out later on. And it's like, it's like, I like the concept behind character motivation. And it's not always like, you could basically say something means something to anything. It kind of has to show. Like, I'm trying to... The character in the Lorax, the movie The Lorax, the Onceler, where it's like, his frickin' motivation is all over the place. I don't think it works. Like, his motivation doesn't work with a character for him. Because you already have, like, well, first off, I'm gonna get into movie rants now. But it's like, you have another character that's already worse than him. The character is way too clean and charming. Where it's like, they made this character far too clean cut. And then you're motivated, you're fake motivated to believe this character is doing something bad, and then is doing something good afterwards. And I think that's like a fake narrative to try to like get you to feel for this sudden flip-flop of character. I think there's actually more character expression in that frickin' hand that was in the original book and cartoon of the Lorax than the CG one. But I digress. I say keep your expressions like fluid and open and subtle in a way where it's like your audience would be able to tell that this is the motivation of the character. You want to basically make sure that when a character is happy, you want to see them being happy. If they're upset, they're upset. But what kind of level do you want to show them at? What kind of level of expression would you want a character to express? Would they be completely out in the open and be like, I want everyone to know that my emotion is this? Or would you be it like where it would be like this subtle thought, like this subtle nod to an expression, but deep down inside you can tell that they're breaking apart? And it really goes with, where their eyes are pointed, where they're standing, what kind of level of expression do you want to show at that point in time to kind of reach the kind of expectation that you want with your character. So like what would you feel that your audience would appreciate or understand or relate to with that character, or have experienced? It's like not everyone goes through the same emotions and the same expectations, but they see it in other people sometimes. And sometimes that thought about that emotion is different. Like, if you saw a character like react strongly towards something, another character would look at that and think like that's wrong. It's like it'd be like, I can't believe you're acting like that. I can't believe you're so extreme about that. So maybe that character has like a different idea of how to react to something, so that even there brings in another element of like how another character would react to another reaction. I've gone on for an hour on this. Does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask, particularly about expressions? If anything needs to be clarified, if there's anything that people would like to know my thoughts more about, is there anything specific that folks feel that they would benefit if I answered something? What's my favorite expression to draw? That's an interesting question, actually. My favorite expression to draw is surprise, because nothing seems to put things into perspective more than how a character reacts to something.
Wait a sec. Weren't you here before?
Ryla, man, thanks for the follow. Nothing seems to like. I would say like you could get so much out of surprise. It could be like a character could be surprised but still be upset. They could still be sad about something. They could still be happy, or they don't even know. They wouldn't know. Like, this is the first time they've ever had to experience something. And also there's ambiguity to surprise or shock. How would you express emotions with a simplified face? Yeah, listen, you could, even if something is super simplified, you can push it. Don't be afraid to push an expression. If you always like, if you draw a character like this, if like there's a character who basically is just like, even as simple as this, you could still push that expression. It's still simplified. But you can still do a lot depending on squash and stretch, how far you're willing to take certain lines. It's like, how do I handle more mature characters like middle-age in their expressions? It's the same way. The age, it's just the detail of the character. Honestly, if you have an older character, you have more range to like kind of stretch the, like, no pun intended, you have more range to stretch like lines and wrinkles and make it even more pushed, I'm gonna squish this a little bit. It's like even if like a character's eyes are like small, It's like Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda is actually a fun example of that. It's like, even though his eyes are mostly like very closed and very gentle, there's moments where his eyes will like light up, and his brow like goes up. You know, it's like you notice the change in his character. It's like he's seen something that he doesn't believe, like he can't believe he saw that, and it makes him very, very happy that he was able to see that. But usually he's like very sleepy. He's very quiet, very calm, very subdued. Just like more opened eyes. And then you show the wrinkles, because he probably hasn't like moved his eyebrows in a long time. So his wrinkles probably aren't as pronounced here, but when he has his eyes open, suddenly his eyebrows are up, and you will get like these rolls of wrinkles that suddenly come up, you know? Okay. I think that'll about do it for today. I hope that this kind of taught anyone something, as I usually say at the end of these things. I hope that my Nosebones, thanks for the follow. I hope that my experiences with how I approach expressions, and mostly just kind of like how I feel you should push things, kind of helps you a little bit more. And there's way more that I could talk about this sort of thing, but this is just kind of like an introduction to that, almost. There's so much that you can do with expression, and maybe if I think of other ways to kind of convey how to work with expression and all that, I could probably like expand on this a little bit. Anyway, so now we're at the part where it is Fan Art Friday. And I have a couple drawings here that people have made throughout the week for me. And I thought I would share that with folks. Just to kind of show off other people's work. So this first one is from Awesome Cakester. Whoops. Uh-oh. What just happened? Ooh, uh-oh. Well, that... Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what just happened. Oh, there it is again. Anyway, this is Awesome Cakester. Drew a sketch of Riley. It's very cute. Thank you so much, Awesome Cakester. This next one is also by Awesome Cakester. This is Raylan. And this is Riley's skunk Sona. That she transforms into when she's in the Bitverse. These are characters from my comic, by the way, in case you weren't aware. I've been drawing reference sheets of them these past couple weeks, and I'll probably be doing some more next week. This next one is from Neoleximus. This is pixels, drawn on paper, mind you. Cute. It's a cute pixels. Looks like he was trying to draw like a more full-bodied pixels here, but kind of gave up on it. But I like how you're keeping loose with your lines. Just be aware of your shapes. It seems like you're doing a good job, like looking out for it. Just kind of like don't rely too much on just like doing, you know, rough drafting lines. It's like just you want to get like a good flow of motion when you start doing stuff like that. This is more Neoleximus. This is Raylan. Very, very, very scared looking Raylan on the bottom there. Kind of goes with our expression stream today. So yeah. This one's by Knick Knack. This is Raylan. Drew this on Art Fight, and very nice. I love Knick Knack's style. It's very, very cute. I like the simplicity of this drawing, and very nice take on Raylan. I like it. Thank you so much. This next one was also an Art Fight. This is from Pilfer Pup. Very nice pixels. Looking very Five Nights at Freddy-ish. She's got some sharp teeth in this drawing, man. Yeah, that's a crazy look in her eyes. Something that I should note is that when you draw a character's eyes like this and you don't have like a shine in them, could really be intimidating. Really kind of shows like some sinister look. Thank you so much, Pilfer Pup. This one is also an Art Fight. This is another Raylan from Hirazaki. And very cute. I like the style on this one. She looks very very sweet. And I guess that's it. That's all the fan art that I've gotten this week. If you wanted to be a part of the streams, and I could show them off, send them off to me through Twitter. I save all fan art that I get of characters because I'm just really appreciative of all the art that I get. I'm honestly floored that folks like to draw my characters. I really appreciate the fact that people like my characters enough to want to draw. And if I can show off their work for a little bit, I will. That's it for the live tutorial today. Thank you so much, everyone. I know it was kind of a short one, but I hope it kind of helped out. Just kind of explain a couple things. If again, like over the weekend, I'm probably going to take a break. I have a few things that I have to work on my own. But, my Twitter is AWDTwit, AWDTWIT. It's the same title as Instagram, if you want to follow me there. Thank you so much for the follows. Avian Ace, again, I appreciate the follow. And I'll be posting this again on YouTube later, so if you missed it, then you can go watch it there. But thank you so much, everyone. Please have a nice and safe weekend. I will be back on Monday with another live tutorial. Thanks, Jim the Otter, for the follow. Yeah, again, if you have any suggestions, let me know. I could put them on the roster for future possible subjects to talk about. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care.